a big cheer from the Amsterdam Derby Dames bench. And they're making their way over to the jammer line. Can't yet tell who's wearing the stars.
I think she forgot.
She forgot the
to wear the
stars.
star.
Yes. Lee's Lightning is in position to be a jammer. Ah, she had it in her shirt. It's a cunning ploy. She's going to be going up against number 4 from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. And there we go. It's going to be lead jam status to Lee's Lightning and the Amsterdam Derby Dames All-Stars. So Lee's Lightning's going to get through, calling it off. Classic hit it and quit it roller derby, puts up a 5-point grand slam. All right, it's going to be Vix jamming for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Up against Roxy Rogue from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. And Vix squeezes her way through to lead jam status. You know, they are throwing some great defense out there at the Apocalypse. But right now, it's not quite working as well as they would have hoped. A little bit of a forced recycle, and there goes Vix straight through.
On the inside.
I think she's got 4. She's not going to call it off, though. She trusts her defense. And that was a great call by Vix. 5-point grand slam, and she's coming around again. A little bit of airmail there.
And it's great to see how the Amsterdam is doing the blocking, like how the blockers are rotating and always going in front.
That's a great point. That they're, at least when I was coaching in Wales, we called that waterfalling. So you're just constantly falling over the front. And as you say, staying in front of their jammer, doing an excellent job. Vix, though, does a great job of waiting for that wall to part and just slide right on through. Oh, and there comes Abs of Steel with a recycle. Beautifully done. Star Pass is complete for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. And their new jammer is sure getting beaten up out there. Amsterdam are not playing this lightly. Vix picking up another 5. This is a 29-point jam so far. And I think I have to keep that word "so far" in it. So it's going to go from a 29-point to a 32-point jam.
Wow. What a quick start.
What a quick start indeed. 32-point jam. That's 7 passes. She made 7 scoring passes through the pack, plus an initial pass.
Yes.
All in 2 minutes. That's not too shabby. Well, both jammers recycled. The Roller Girls of the Apocalypse have their jammer stuck at the back of the pack. Further up the front, there's the jammer from the Amsterdam Derby Dames. She is through, she is scoring, she is your lead jammer. And it's Lee's Lightning. She calls it off. It's going to be some more classic hit it and quit it roller derby. And she's got 4. Well, this one's going to start as a power jam for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Wow. And it's abs of steel to start on the jammer line. That roll of the eyes there that you saw was when we heard the 4 whistles for an official timeout. She's probably saying this to herself, we've already had several of those.
Yeah.
I want to skate forward and sometimes turn left.
Yeah.
Folks, keep in mind this broadcast is brought to you by rollerderbytv.com. They're kind enough to bring you this broadcast. They do have a PayPal button. Please donate to keep broadcasts from Amsterdam like this coming to you. There's the dazzle of zebras in the middle of the track. Still on an official timeout. This official timeout brought to you by Quad Roller Skate Shop. Derby owned and operated, Europe's original fully stocked brick and mortar roller derby skate shop. We love this game. Visit them online at quadrollerskateshop.com or in person at Karl Marx-Platz 6 in Berlin, Germany. Little dance off there on the jammer line. Petit Carnage deciding to dance a little bit. It's number KO for Noxyaova. There's a little chit chat with the jammer in the box. Is she being freed from the box? Yes.
Yes.
So this will not start as a power jam. Rolling whistle means we're about to get back underway. This is not a power jam, although Amsterdam will have a 4 plays 3 pack advantage. Abs of Steel sizing up her opponent. Oh, Abs of Steel hit that pack. Picked up a multiplayer block on one of her opponents, and she's out for lead. There's one blocker from each team on their way to the penalty box. And, wow. Beautiful hit by number 22, shredded her for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Abs of Steel going to call this one off, denying her opponent any points. We got just under 25 minutes remaining in the first half.
There's already 40-point lead from Amsterdam, and it's going to be interesting to see what the roller girls of the apocalypse can do, what they can change to stop this, let's say, express train from Amsterdam.
That's true. It is the Intercity Express from Amsterdam, rolling right into Kaiserslautern right now. This is some hard derby, but here we go. Lead jammer goes to Amsterdam. Number 3, Kim Wilde. Whoa, and beautiful offensive blocking there from Petit Carnage from Amsterdam, and Lee's Lightning doing a great job to just bracket the end of that wall, give a free pass to their jammer around the outside. Really well done. Folks, we do know that there's no scoreboard at the bottom of the screen, so we will make sure to show you the scoreboard between every few jams. But make sure you're paying attention to the screen as that score comes up. It'll be just like you're in here in person. Vix takes on the Stars for Amsterdam, but Roller Girls of the Apocalypse lead jam for the first time, and there's a massive cheer for them.
Wow.
It's RIP Girl picking up that lead jam status, but now she's sent off for a cutting penalty. So this is going to be a power jam to Amsterdam. Boy, I thought that was going to be a big opportunity for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse.
Looked like, but then she got blocked on the inside, and then she cut the track, and so the chance is over.
You have to be careful when you're around Roller Girls like this Amsterdam team. They just have so much practice on the European and the worldwide level. They know how to cause those little cut tracks. Abs of Steel taken down but not out, doing some great defensive blocking right there. Oh, and the jammer for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse on her way back to the not yet sponsored penalty box for an illegal procedure. She did not re-enter the track correctly when she finished her last penalty. That can be a very costly penalty.
And it's an unnecessary one, I'd say.
It is unnecessary.
Because it's not coming from the gameplay.
So we've got a request. Well, the clock has stopped.
There's a timeout.
I thought I saw one of the teams request an official review. The official review is not granted. They're just going to roll on to the next jam. Jam referee Dire Wolf taken out by a heavy block, sending one of the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse into his legs. He's able to get up, though, in time to call Lex Lightning's lead jam status. And Lex Lightning now on her way to the penalty box for a low block. So this power jam with the old switcheroo going back the other way. Roller Girls of the Apocalypse with a massive scoring opportunity right now. There's a big recycle job on their jammer. RIP Girl.
Wow.
Ferocious, living up to that name.
You're right.
They may score points, but she's going to make them earn them.
Rip Girl surely has a very hard time at the moment.
I'm sure. I would not want to be... Oh! Rip Girl can give it as good as she can take it. That was a beautiful takeout against Lee's Lightning. Oh.
They're not messing around.
They're not, but you can't recycle a skater that's not been knocked out of bounds. Roller Girls of the Apocalypse went for the recycle, and the Amsterdam Derby Dames jammer not knocked out of bounds. She just gets right back up. This jam is going to go the full 2 minutes, but that's only about 15 more seconds. Rip Girl, oh, she's tapped out of bounds. Here comes the recycle. They're doing an excellent job on her. Lee's Lightning racking up the points. She's going to get a few more. How many, Mr. Wolf? 4 more. 4 more points.
And I think if it goes on like this, we're going to see a 200-point mark break in this game. We were wondering the last game if the Amsterdam B team could, which they missed only for 1 point.
They got tantalizingly close. We have an official timeout now. Official timeout brought to you by RollerDerbyTV.com. We're also bringing you this broadcast. and bringing you back the action. It's Vix taking the jammer line for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. She was our house announcer for the first game today.
Yes.
And now performing double duty wearing the stars.
The other way around is Nasty, is now the in-house announcer in this game before she was on the track.
That's absolutely true. And Vix picking up that coveted lead jam status. I heard a flurry of whistles. Vix stays on her feet, but is called for a cutting penalty. I wonder if a toe dragged through the infield.
I didn't saw it from here, up here exactly, but...
I didn't have the right angle either. But nonetheless, she's on her way to the as yet unsponsored penalty box.
So this is the first power jam for team from Kaiserslautern.
That's correct. I think it's Roxy Rogue there, skating around, picking up a 5-point grand slam. She's giving some cue to her team. I'm sure they have a play ready just for these situations. Runs into a full four wall of Amsterdam. Oh, they grind her down and almost onto the infield. And Vic straight through, re-entering out of the penalty box. It takes a moment to adjust her skate. Meanwhile, the meat grinder keeps going to work. There's a full 5 for the jammer from Kaiserslautern, who I believe is Roxy Rogue. Roxy Rogue just fighting her way through the meat grinder at the front. Vic's being recycled back at the back, ends the jam. That may have been the highest scoring jam. It, in fact, without a doubt, 13 points, the highest scoring jam for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Nonetheless, the Amsterdam Derby Dames still with a commanding lead. 71-point lead.
16 minutes to go.
That's right. Here we are underway in jam number 9 of the first half. Beautiful lead jam status for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse.
Number 4 is jamming.
That's right. She was their first jammer in this game, and now she's picked up lead. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Little bit of airmail. She's cleared for landing at Schiphol Airport, picking up a perfect 4-point pass.
So it looks like they got surprised by the speed from Amsterdam, and now looks like they can recover from that first.
You know, I think so. They're starting to settle down. They're picking up lead jam status. They're getting some good offensive blocks in. Abs of Steel being blocked towards the outside. She was not out of bounds yet, so she can keep working. And those amazing Amsterdam Red X socks. She's got lead, but the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse not far behind. It's a jammer on jammer match race for this one. Those are great socks, aren't they?
Yeah, they're looking great.
She's gonna hop, step, and a jump through. 4 points to none. And Amsterdam Derby Dames on 199. Tantalizingly close to triple digits. There you go, just over 1/4 of the way through the game. Lee's Lightning taking the stars for Amsterdam. Great walling there from both teams. Look at that, it's a 2-on-4 wall, and yet those two almost unstoppable. And again, it's a jammer on jammer match race. Look at this.
Yeah.
Roller Girls of the Apocalypse running for the front of the pack, trying to conserve their points, forcing Lexi Lightspeed. Woo! Airmail from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. And she's got the full 4-point pass. Stolen points for the girls from Kaiserslautern. Oh, this time she's tapped to the inside. She'll be recycled. Meantime, lead jammer got all 4. She's going to come around for a second pass.
And so she's through.
She is. So she's got 4. Right now, the Amsterdam Derby Dames winning this jam. But the skaters from Kaiserslautern have points. This jam called off. 4 more for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. They did a great job that jam. I think they're really finding their rhythm.
They're finding their rhythm. They're finding also now solutions how to block the Amsterdam Jammers. They had to adapt to their play. They're maybe were surprised by the speed and the intensity and the intense skating of the Amsterdam team. And so it will be great to see if they can also now win some jams.
And it is. They have won lead jam so far. Roller Girls of the Apocalypse, as you say, they've figured out solutions. Now, keep in mind, the last time, she's straight through. The only blocker on the track for the team in black did not see her coming. It was a stealth jam right under the radar. And the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse elect to call it off. I'm not sure why she elected to call it off right there, in all honesty. She had lead.
I'm not sure.
Her opponent was stuck in the pack. Nonetheless, she's got a 5-point grand slam. Not bad. Not bad at all. Timeout called by the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Timeout is brought to you by sponsorship. Are you interested in becoming one of our sponsors here at Amsterdam Derby Dames? Contact sponsors at amsterdamderbydames.nl.
And there is also space for at the jammer line and in the penalty box for your logo.
That's right. Any of those could be sponsored, and they could have your logo and slogan attached. There's a great view of the Amsterdam bench right there, discussing something. Whatever they're saying, it's funny. But, you know, that's an important point. Quite often, the team that wins is the team that's smiling. And if you're not having fun, in an amateur sport, really, if you're not having fun, what are you there for?
Yeah, because you do it in your spare time. So,
I mean, I'm over here in Europe for fun. Do roller derby because you enjoy roller derby, and clearly Amsterdam are enjoying their time here. And now we've got a number 3, Kim Wilde, out there on the jammer line against Nakyaova. Is that it? Yeah, Nakyaova. Kim Wilde, you can see her sizing up. Where are her opponents? It's the big difference between these two jammers. It was fun to watch. Kim Wilde taking stock of exactly where everyone was. Nakyaova focusing on her own skating. Kim Wilde now 2 to beat at the front. Good bridging from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Kim Wilde is through and scoring lead jammer.
but just as she passed, she was sent to the penalty box.
I think it was an out of play block.
It was close, could be.
Well, there was a whistle for out of play, and she continued blocking. So if that was not ruled a counter block, she can pick up an out of play block. And so there was the Mario sound effect, knocks you over with the power jam. Oh, they are doing a great job. Look at Ferocious right there. Braced in, abs of steel braced in there. Looney Legs was doing a great job of bridging that wall, keeping them in play. Destruction of pack penalty called on Amsterdam Derby Dames, but their jammer comes out of the penalty box, goes straight through, knocked out, and the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse not able to recycle her in time. She's around and scoring.
Unfortunately, they were not able to take the chance out of this power jam, and now it seems like Kim Wilde is going to collect the points.
Uh-oh. Kim Wilde drove Noxia over a little bit out of bounds. Noxia over went out and back in right across the apex. Picked up that cutting penalty. Power jam to Amsterdam Derby Dames.
Even during one jam, the whole situation can change from one to another. So we saw 3 different situations now in one jam.
It's amazing how long 2 minutes can be, isn't it? It's Fusroda back on the jammer line.
For the first time, I guess.
I think you're right. She's got 2 to beat. She's lead because they were out of play. So Fusroda coming around to try to score some points. She's got a 3 wall at the back and a 1 at the front. Great waterfall there by her opponent, trying to stay in front of her. Goes out of play, but gets a couple of knocks in there just for good measure. Fusroda, you saw right there, coming in for a second scoring pass. Here she goes. There's some encouragement from fans to call it. She does. Knocks you over, putting 2 points up on the board as well. So that timing call not quite in time by Fusroda.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late. Just seconds.
So about 8 minutes remaining in the first half. There's that Quad Skate Shop logo reminding you that they are sponsoring this game. Lee's Lightning to take the jammer line.
It's number 4 for Kaiserslautern, for the team from the Apocalypse. Oh,
it was a heavy hit to the outside. And a lead jam status to the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Oh, it's a big recycle from Ferocious. And the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse call it off. You know, their strategy and tactics is not lacking in this game. They know when to call it off. They know when to push forward. They're doing a great job. They're just being a little bit outskated. And only a little.
yes. I agree with you. And we're gonna see now number 777 it is for Amsterdam, and there he is.
That's right, that's Vix for Amsterdam.
Vix, and it's...
Well, unfortunately, her number's rubbed off of her shoulder, so I can hardly read it. For the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse with Vix, lead jam status. Vix getting through for 5, and sending her opponent to the penalty box for an out-of-play block. Oh, you saw that, I saw that. A little sneaky, almost a star pass, but held on to it. Number 70 for the team from Kaiserslautern, picking up an illegal block. It's a block to the back on her way to the penalty box. So this is going to go as a power jam with Roxy Rogue cooling her heels and thinking about what she's done. Then we had a star pass to Abs of Steel. Abs of Steel certainly storming her way through that pack. Half a spin from Abs and then a cut through to the outside. 5 points.
5 points again.
I don't see the stars for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse, but
maybe she lost it.
one of their skaters is a little bit winded after that jam. You know, that was hard work. Very, very physical derby. We're now under 5 minutes remaining. 1:57 plays 48.
And we have 2 players from Kaiserslautern in the box and 1 from Amsterdam.
So it's a little bit of a diet pack out there and lead jam status to Lee's Lightning.
She's in a very good shape. She does a lot of jamming today.
She certainly has done a lot of jamming today. We got a jammer on jammer match race out there. They are neck and neck. Oh, great shoulder charge. Didn't slow her down much, but I'm sure she felt it.
She felt it, but from the counter block, she got in the right direction to get through the pack.
Sometimes, you know, those shoulder charges can actually almost catapult you through. Just one more to beat. There she goes. She does a great job of bouncing off of some of those blocks, doesn't she? Oh, they've got 2 to beat. Vic's actually keeping the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse there in play. She was helping them bridge, but more importantly, she was keeping her own pack in play because her own pack has gone full meat grinder on the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Yeah. This is not half ground stuff. This is
Wow, this was a, do I see it right? Over 20 points they scored,
this is
even
over
29.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard there.
Wow.
29 points in that jam. That means there's 6 scoring passes plus an initial pass. Wow. This is why they're on Team NL and you're not, right? Besides the obvious.
And they corrected even to, oh no. I thought first they're going to correct it. It's 191.
191, which means Amsterdam are within striking distance of the 200 mark before halftime. Holy cow. You know, there was that extensive delay, and they came out firing on all cylinders.
I wondered if it's always difficult to have a delay because you're in concentration mode and so on. So they did really better to came into this game after this long delay.
Oh, you're right. It is a skill to come back into it. Shredder puts up 3 for Amsterdam, and they certainly have mastered that mental control to be able to stay in it. We want to thank everyone at home for tuning in. this has certainly been a lot of fun announcing for you. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed watching these games. And keep rollerderbytv.com in mind. They are helping bring this to you, and I hope many, many more games in the future.
And you can donate if you like.
Right, it is a skill. And I fully recommend it. We've got Kim Wilde skating for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Her opponent is wearing number 4. Kim Wilde being recycled pretty heavily. 25 seconds left in the first half. Kim Wilde skates up the inside. Lead jam status.
Something I saw again now is that the blockers from Kaiserslautern, they focus more on supporting their own jammer.
They do. They play a lot of offense. But while you're saying that, Kim Wilde, number 3 for Amsterdam, picking up a back block penalty. So this is going to be a power jam, and it's going the full 2 minutes. The NSO there in the box was telling the pivot come jammer now for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse to leave, enter the track. Because she was the jammer, in the new rule, the most recent rules, once you receive the stars, you are the jammer, whether or not they're on your head.
Okay.
So because she was carrying the stars into the box, she was the jammer. And thus, when the Amsterdam jammer ended, she was free to leave immediately. Okay. If she didn't leave immediately, that's on her.
Okay.
Now, Kim Wilde just got called for a cutting penalty. So the power jam continues for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Taking a second to adjust her pads and now charging back into that pack. There's the whistle. We're going to halftime. See final pass points. We
made it.
Over the 200 mark at halftime. 202 to Amsterdam. An even 50 for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Well, we're going to take some time off for halftime. And we will see you back in about 14 minutes.
Halftime break. We could have some sun shining on our faces. Sun is really beautiful shining outside.
It's a beautiful day out there, and one of the things I love about this corner of Europe is the way your definition of hot and mine are definitely 2 different things.
Really?
As far as I'm concerned, it's a beautiful day. And it's a beautiful day for roller derby because in here it's a good temperature, not too humid, and there's a lead jammer status for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse to kick off this second half.
Well, that's a good start for them.
Well, it all starts with picking up lead jams. If you can pick up lead jams, everything else becomes a little bit easier.
A little bit easier. And this is Smokin' Okie with number 4.
Smokin' Okie. I like that name. Something tells me she's from Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There you go. She's got another pass under her belt. She's going to call it off. Picking up a 4, so I think she's got 9 on that jam. Somebody's called for an official review. So undoubtedly, Amsterdam Derby Dames going to request that they call a penalty on someone. They're going to question the no call. Petit Carnage reminding her opponent to put in her mouth guard. We want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. We hope you're enjoying this game back at home as much as we're enjoying it here. And if you're enjoying it, please go on to rollerderbytv.com and hit that big old donate button to PayPal. Give us a couple of euro, pounds, dollars, zloty, Swiss francs, kroner, whatever.
Whatever.
They will appreciate that. Nice little chit chat there between some of the Amsterdam Derby Dame blockers and their opposing jammer. It's going to be Sweet Deceit jamming there for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. And there's Vix, who's going to be taking over jamming for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Shredded her in the huddle with Petit Carnage. And Fusroda. Still having a little chit chat about this official review, and the skaters, I'm not sure if they're discussing the review, but we've got one huddle at the back with the Derby Dames blockers and the jammer from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse, and then at the other end of things, it's the Apocalypse blockers all having a huddle together. Referees have come back to explain their ruling. All right, the official review is over.
It's going to be number 8 from Kaiserslautern jamming. That's Sweet Deceit. And on the other hand, it is number 777. And she's going for the lead for Amsterdam.
And that's Sweet Deceit not too far behind her. The official review was called by the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse, and they did lose their official review. Okay. So no change after that little chit chat. You know, I can't remember what it's called in Japanese, but in sumo wrestling, they have official reviews as well.
Okay.
If one of the judges thinks that the wrong decision was made by the referee, they can call for an official review, and 6 judges plus 1 on instant replay all get together. The term is a talk about things. Okay. It's not an official review, they're just having a talk about things. Okay. I've always loved that. Oh, we don't need something official, just a chit chat, just a talk about things. Lead jam status to the Amsterdam Derby Dames. With number 68, Lee's Lightning picking up the 4 points, 5-point Grand Slam. And calls it off before her opponents can score. So Amsterdam Derby Dames, you know, what they're going to want to do in the second half is just settle down and play basic roller derby. So they've already got a heck of a lead. If they settle down and play just basic, simple roller derby, they're going to do a lot better. They're going to finish this up. They're going to probably maintain a hefty lead. If they try to do anything crazy, they're going to run into risks. Yes. The Roller Girls of the Apocalypse are going to have to take the game to them. Vic's picking up lead jammer with a neat little step up the inside. She's around on her scoring pass, up the outside. Great offensive blocks for her. You know, it's that classic roller derby. They are so good at it.
And it's nothing special. They do just basics. So they do not do fancy things. They just
classic, old-fashioned roller derby. You know that. All right, it is a really tight pack right now. Neither team giving an inch. This is great. I love watching the physical game. Oh, but she's straddling the line. Great forced recycle job there. Somebody's on their way to the penalty box. Oh, no. It's the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse Jammer.
So we're going to hear the Super Mario tune.
There it is. DJ here doing a wonderful job with that sort of thing. This is a huge opportunity for Amsterdam to keep running up that total. This is going to massively help their rankings. Now, I was informed that the score expectation for this game is still a wider score line than it is right now. So Amsterdam are going to have to keep scoring in order to improve as a result of this game.
Okay.
Of course, rankings, we know rankings are just concocted by a couple of people rolling some dice. No, those people over at Flat Track Stats and at the WFTDA rankings engine, they have done an excellent job coming up with a system that it may be complicated, but to me at least, it makes sense. I may not know exactly how far they're going to move, but I can sure understand who won this game, who is going to advance. Sometimes they both advance, actually. See, right now, it's expected ratio of 31 to 14. It's just a little bit better than 2 to 1. So actually, right now, Amsterdam are beating the spread. There we go. Vix is picking up another 5. Actually, I just checked. Amsterdam are doing twice as well.
As expected.
As expected.
That means they're going to improve a lot.
That means they're going to improve a lot is right. They're supposed to have scored 130 at this point. Instead, they've scored 239. That is, they are underappreciated on the Flat Track Stats scoreline. So this is going to be a good outing for Amsterdam Derby Dames.
And let's see if they can even improve more. Kim Wilde is ready to prove that. And she's trying to go on the outside, but then she gets on the floor. And
well, there you go, lead jam. Lead jam to the team from Kaiserslautern.
By Smokey Noki.
Smokey coming around on a scoring pass. She's going to call it off, conceding none and picking up. Well, the referees are going to have a talk about things. Figure out how many points she actually had. 4. Give her 4. Abs of Steel taking the jammer line. Up against Milfshake, and I think this is the first jam for Milfshake.
I guess so. And there she goes and gets the lead stem status.
Yes.
She's lead, but shortly after she got the lead jammer, she was knocked down.
Oh no, she stepped onto the infield and then back into play.
Yeah.
So Milfshake on her way to the penalty box.
Too bad. It looked so good.
It really did. She had lead, she just didn't guard it well, you know what I mean? But it's a cutting penalty for her opponent. It's going to be a jammer switcheroo, and this one's going to go the full 2 minutes.
It's true, and the blocker of her team, they didn't manage to support her in this situation. They just looked in front of.
That's a good point. The blockers did need to come back and throw a lot of offense just to help her through, especially when they get that lead. There's no lead, so why not go for a star pass or a star stash? I believe Milkshake still has it. That looked like a pass to me. Yes, it was. That's a smart move right there.
Yeah.
The downside, of course, Milkshake had finished her initial pass, so there were no points on that pass.
That's true.
When there could have been. Nonetheless, this is a scoring opportunity
for Amsterdam
and for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse.
For both teams at the moment, yeah.
They are doing a great job of holding her, aren't they? Ferocious, earning her name right there. 3 points for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. There are a couple no pass, no points in there. Oh, heavy tie-up. That was a physical jam, a very physical jam. Also, I love it when the jammer calls their own jammer points.
Yes.
And they're wrong because they gave themselves too few. The jammer,
in this situation.
Yeah, the jammer from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse was calling for 1 point, and the referee had given her 2. In other women's sport, I just read that Serena Williams won at Wimbledon today, setting her up to win the Grand Slam if she could win at the U.S. Open in New York. So, congratulations to her, and definitely wishing her good luck to finish the Grand Slam. Speaking of Grand Slams, let's see if somebody can put one up in this jam. Well, there we have a lead jam status for Amsterdam Derby Dames. A flurry of whistles. Somebody's on their way to the penalty box.
And as the last jam, this one is too a very physical one, and that means that it's gonna take a lot of energy from both teams. The more physical jams you have and the longer the game's lasting, the more difficult it will be also to keep the concentration, because then you're exhausted and you cannot.
Without a doubt, exhausted teams tend to commit more penalties. And I know that was a massive hit, and it is illegal. Holy cow, the cameras were right on that one. But you're right, with the more tired you get, the harder it becomes to play the game of roller derby. There is nothing left in the tank.
And it's not like football where you maybe can save a little bit of energy.
Right, there's no conserving it when you're out on the track. You maybe change your jammer rotation or take a timeout. But there you have it. We've got a lead, or we out and scoring for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse, and they got a lot of love from the crowd.
So there's
it's a pretty hefty lead for Amsterdam. And again, they are beating the spread right now. Remember, it's not necessarily who wins, it's who beats the spread that advances in rankings.
And that's a good thing, because then, as you said before, they're not like having, or in the temptation, they do not have temptation to test things, so they just go ahead. So
absolutely, and this game is sanctioned, so it will go to help WFTDA rankings of whoever gets the benefit. Right now, that looks like Amsterdam. They've got lead jam status again. Man, they are putting on a masterclass in this game. You want to learn how to play roller derby, just watch this over again. and it's going to be a power jam for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Forearms penalty on the Apocalypse Jammer.
And it's the captain of Team Amsterdam jamming. That's Lee's Lightning.
Lee's Lightning almost sounds like a horse's name, doesn't it? Like a horse's name.
Horse's name?
Couldn't you see putting a bet on Lee's Lightning to win the Kentucky Derby? Well, right now she is jamming like she should be at the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
She's in the front furlong. Oh, she's coming down the back straight. It's Lee's Lightning with the lead jam. And boy, is she power jamming this one. Teammates changing strategy about every other pass. Sometimes they're offering offense. Sometimes they're holding back and letting her do the work. And they're doing a great job of paying attention to her. So when she needs the help, there it comes. Look at that. Cannonball run there from Abs of Steel.
So teamwork is definitely working very well today in the Team Amsterdam. And as you said, they're able to switch from defense to support offense, and they're switching very quickly.
Absolutely. They're switching so quickly. It's impressive to watch. Downright impressive. We're 3/4 of the way through this game. Amsterdam knocking on the door of 300. Wow. And they're up on the as yet unsponsored Jammer line. Get in touch with sponsorship at AmsterdamDerbyDames.nl. There's lead jam status. No, it's a forearms penalty. That's a forearms penalty on Ezekiel 25:17, which means power jam
for the RGA.
Absolutely. So the skaters from Kaiserslautern with a big opportunity here. They tried to go for the airlift of the Jammer Stars. Ferocious saw it a mile off, moved herself into position in front of the pivot. And there's the rest of that team doing a great job.
And even they're only two, they're doing this waterfalling thing very well.
They're doing a great job of it. Amsterdam doing a great job closing the gate on that inside line, forcing a recycle and another one. The roller girls of the Apocalypse Jammer attempted to call it off there. She was, of course, not lead jammer, so the referee not allowing her to call it off. Of course, in these days, now that there's no minors, that's not a penalty. It's just you can't do that. It's a you can't do that.
It was a minor before.
It was a minor before, that's correct. It was a no-no, but not a bad no-no. Just a small no-no. Well, there's the 300 up for the Amsterdam Derby Dames.
There's an official review, I guess, or so somebody.
Yes, official review. Great, well spotted. Amsterdam Derby Dames requesting an official review. And this official review is brought to you by Quad Roller Skate Shop, Europe's original fully stocked brick and mortar roller derby skate shop with skates, protection, wheels, apparel, and more. Derby owned and operated. We love this game. QuadRollerSkateShop.com or in person on Karl Marxplatz.
And we also like to remind you that there is space on the jammer line for your logo. There's also space in the penalty box for your logo if you want to become a sponsor of the Amsterdam Roller Dames.
And we want to remind you that this is all brought to you by RollerDerbyTV.com. It's a good view right there of the pack and the jammer for the Amsterdam Derby Dames with the zebra huddle right in front. Alt referee taking careful notes. Referee Direwolf with a great little official review pose there. I don't know why all the referees apparently, when they're listening to an official review, it's leaning forward with their hands behind their back. But it's pretty much all of them.
Official review pose. Never heard that.
Well, it's almost like they can get rid of the official review O signal. The official review signal is just put your hands behind your back and lean forward. Oh, we have an official review. And all you need to do is lean towards the team that called it. So it looks like Vix is going to be taking the jammer line when this official review ends. Petit Carnage is going to be blocking, as is Shredder. And I saw Ferocious earlier with the pivot stripe. I'm sorry, Abs of Steel has the pivot stripe. Ferocious is rounding out the blocking lineup. I don't think she's waving to our camera. Although they should. There's Vix, the jammer, likely in the next jam, and Petit Carnage, Shredder, Ferocious.
Beautiful pictures produced by our crew here. Really, it's a pleasure to announce here together with these guys.
I think they're waving to you watching at home. And we do want to thank you for tuning in. We hope you're enjoying this coverage of Amsterdam Derby Dames against Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. In this game, Roller Girls of the Apocalypse looking to beat the spread, of course. Amsterdam Derby Dames looking to increase their ranking. It is sanctioned. It is too late for it to count towards the 2015 playoff standings. But that, if you're not going to make the 2015 playoffs anyway, it makes sense to play a game right now, because now you can, it's a good time of year, and you can get those ranking points and set yourself up in much better position for 2016. And I know there are more and more and more European teams being ranked highly in the WFTDA. And it's amazing to me to watch the American fans who really have no idea that these teams are so good. They're shocked. I mean, there's a whole nother world.
Yeah.
Watch Stockholm. Watch Crime City.
That's true. And there is a scrimmage this weekend with some stars from the US. So what was it yesterday? We had
That's right. There's a boot camp.
Boot camp
down in Lille, I believe.
Lille, in France.
In France, with. See, you say that so much better than I do. It's France. In France.
France.
With Susie Hot Rod and Sexy Slady anchoring a boot camp and a scrimmage down there in Lille. And I know there are a lot of people going to that. As well today here in the Netherlands, there's a triple header at Rotterdam with Rotterdam's A and B women's team.
And also my home team is playing today, the Zurich City Roller Girls. I think they play in Munich today. And I hope that they had a great match, a great game, and a lot of fun.
I'd love to go to Munich one of these days.
You should go in October when there's the Oktoberfest.
I've heard things about that. You know, that's taken over the world by now.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like we're about ready. A thumbs up from Ferocious. Vix looking like she's picked her line. Look at the intensity in her eyes. She knows exactly what she's doing. And that shot right there showed you the difference between these two teams. Vix, eyes forward, totally focused.
And it looks like she had a clear plan what to do. Yeah.
Exactly. She was visualizing the jam to come. Nakshaova, she was ready, but she didn't have that intensity. She didn't have that focus. And remember, Vix had just announced the game before. She didn't have a full game to focus. great shot there. Abs of steel, waterfalling into the front of the pack. See, this is the funny thing. This is the thing I love about watching the way Amsterdam's playing right now. They're always keeping one blocker forward. So they're not only controlling the opposing jammer, they're controlling the overall pack speed. They are that dominant in this game that they're not only driving the jammer bus, they're driving the pack bus too. Or we're in Amsterdam, maybe it's the pack tram.
Yeah, true.
They are doing a beautiful job of that. We have a completed star pass now for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. And meanwhile, Vix, she's just doing laps. Oh, is there a game going on? I'm here to skate some laps.
And this is going to be a jam. I think we're going to see a jam which is scoring more than 30 points.
Well, you know, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. The record is 35.
Really?
Really?
Okay.
I'm 90% sure it's 35. Could be 37.
But she's not.
She's at 35. That was 35.
So
she may have just tied the record for most points in a jam right here in Amsterdam. That's huge. That's 7 scoring passes plus an 8th non-scoring pass in 2 minutes. That's about a 20 and 5.
okay.
She was not quite skating a full 27 and 5 speed, but she was skating a 20 and 5 with a full track of opponents. That's incredible.
35 points, but you could also say that 0.3 points per second.
A third of a point per second. I'm sorry. Is that a lead jam for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse? Yes, it is. So that is a game changer. The Roller Girls of the Apocalypse had not found lead jam status for at least 10 minutes, and now they've found it again. Let's see if they can get it this time and put some points up. But it's a good way to start changing your luck. You know, make your own luck. Don't wait for luck to come to you. That was good.
And Wix is going to jam again.
Not too shabby. Her knee pads are falling apart, but she is not.
Really amazing how much power she has.
It really is. She is a massively powerful skater. Look at that. She is straight through. Ah, no. The record actually is, you're not going to believe me, 50 points.
50 points.
5-0.
All right.
But that was back in 2013, so that was before the 30-second power jam.
Okay.
That was a 1-minute power jam. Since the change, the record is 45, held by Steph Maney.
Oh.
Surprising
Wow.
no one. Steph Maney for London against Nashville, putting up 45 points. So, there you go, 10 short of the record for Vix Vendetta. That's a great jam. If your name is getting set in with people like Steph Maney, boy, they are knocking on the door of 400. They are knocking on the door of 400 points. That is not too shabby. There's another one with a great jam. Jonathan R. Your name is being mentioned with Jonathan R. and Steph Maney. Oh, there we go. It's elite jam status for the girls from Kaiserslautern. The lead jammer, not the jammer in the lead, unfortunately. Flurry of whistles, couple skaters on their way to the as yet unsponsored penalty box. Get your name in there, sponsor that penalty box. And they're forced to call the jam off. See, you think I'm being funny, but you've heard how many times we mentioned the penalty box. We probably mention it once every 2 or 3 minutes.
That's true.
We could be mentioning your name once every 2 or 3 minutes.
I think it's worth think about it. And as you have this great and nice pictures from the camera team where your logo is going to be in a great light, so go ahead and sponsor that penalty box.
Abs of Steel now with the coveted lead jam status. Makes a nice little block, but holy cow, the girls from Kaiserslautern are ready. That block was dealt with. Today as well is London against Helsinki over in London.
And we see Lee's Lightning jamming for Amsterdam. And it's Naxio for Team Kaiserslautern,
who is unfortunately on her way to the penalty box for a cutting penalty. So is it Vix Vendetta out there? No, it's Lee's Lightning.
Lee's Lightning, the captain.
The captain is picking up. There's the 5 in the sky. But you saw from her skating stance, she is starting to run low on juice.
I mean, it was an intense game. How many times we mentioned it's a very physical jam, so that's the result of it.
It has been physical so often in this game. I think far more than the game before, don't you?
Yes.
.372. 28 points shy of the 400 mark.
And 4 minutes to go.
That's a score reserved for cricket. You normally don't get 400 in many other sports. There we go, starting off this power jam. It's going to be Fusroda, I believe.
We didn't saw her so many times, so it's maybe twice, the second or the third time she's jamming.
That sounds about right to me. Ooh, look at that. We've got a rollerderbytv.com bug in the upper left-hand corner. That's fancy. Look at that. There's a big 4-point pass, for Fusroda. And there's a 5. Meantime, Naxio is being beautifully held by 2 skaters. They went out of play, or there was no pack declared. They let her go right away. But they are so physical. She's just having to drive them forward. And the bench from Amsterdam says, skate on. Do not call this off. Just keep going. Keep going. Holy cow, it's a back block on Naxiova. Great call by the bench to keep skating on that one.
And there's the Super Mario sign which says, this is Power Jam time. And they're getting closer and closer to these 400 points.
They're 10 points away. That's 2 passes for those of you keeping score at home.
Yeah.
I'm keeping score right here. Let's see if Fusroda can put up the 400 up. She gets around her last blocker. We're halfway there, living on a prayer. Yes, I had to do that. If she can complete this 5-point grand slam, ladies and gentlemen, they will be in the realms of cricket scores. Okay, there's the 4 whistles. Let's see the points from that jammer ref. Let's keep an eye on those two jammer refs talking together. In the white hat, keeping track of Kaiserslautern. And in the black helmet is the jammer ref. It's 5. I'm waiting for him to go up on the scoreboard. 98, 99, 400.
Here we go.
We're at the 400 up. Holy cow. But you know what? The Roller Girls of the Apocalypse have done a wonderful job of making Amsterdam earn every single one of those points. Don't you think? They have not made it easy.
Absolutely.
All right, there's a good view of the jammer line right there. Lee's Lightning set to take the Stars for a power jam that starts with 1:16 left on the clock. Depending on how Lee's Lightning and Amsterdam want to play this, we could be seeing the end of the game. At the end of the jam. Holy cow, no, it's not a power jam. Power Jam says no.
And it's Smokey Okie for the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse.
Holy cow, this jam just got a lot more interesting. Roller Girls of the Apocalypse on 88 points. If they could put up a 12-point jam, there's triple digits for them too.
That would be great. I would really hope for them to reach this magic mark, this 100 mark.
Oh, they're playing a 4-wall Amsterdam. The jammer joined the defense for a moment.
Yeah.
Now she's out. She's scoring lead jammer status to Amsterdam. A little celebration with the crowd. The crowd may not be huge, but they are loud.
They're loud, yeah. They're loud and they're funny and
they are funny. They're really enjoying this game. Oh! Ferocious says sit down. Smokey Okie coming back with a grin on her face says that was a good hit. It's one of the things I love about roller derby. Yes. Roller derby and rugby are the two games where you say, thank you for that hit. That was awesome.
Yeah, and this is something which you don't see in other sports, like rugby, like football especially, where they're just, I mean, they fall even though they're not get touched and so.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They go down clutching their face because someone breathed on them. It's a ad on American television during the last World Cup. One of the USA soccer players is talking with an anchor, you know, one of the presenters, and another player from USA walks by and passes in the hallway and then goes down clutching her face. And the other one says, just get up. No one buying it. I believe we've seen a foul out from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. Somebody was skating off to the stands. But this is a team timeout called by the Amsterdam Derby Dames. So this does ensure, this timeout is called with 1 second left on the clock, which means that we will be seeing this final jam. That's why they called it.
Was the same at the first game.
Exactly. Want to get that final jam in. A little bit of dancing there on the jammer line.
And Wicks, she's got the chance to finish.
She gets to finish.
Game.
Absolutely.
And she really.
You know, if they were doing tryouts for the national team, you send the film of this game in right now. If you're Vix. Vix with that big grin takes off going forward. There she goes, lead jam status in under 4 seconds.
And it looks, every time it looks so smooth when it's like dancing. It's so elegant, her style going through the opponent's walls, and it's just great to look
It really is. It's elegant.
at her.
Effortless, even.
Effortless, and
Here she goes again. Beautiful pass. The fans of the Amsterdam flag up, or the Amsterdam Derby Dames flag up and flying over on turn 2. Meanwhile, Vix still scoring. She's going to call it off. Did she deny points? Yes, she did. It's another 4 for Vix. And a big win for the Amsterdam Derby Dames. Score is still not yet official, but we know it's a big win for the Amsterdam. Now keep in mind, the expected score ratio, according to Flat Track Stats, was 31-14. So let's take 92, divide by 14, multiply by 31. Amsterdam were supposed to score 203.
so
They more than doubled their expected score. Let me say that again. Amsterdam Derby Dames did more than twice as good as they were supposed to have done. And take nothing away from the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse. They didn't just skate hard. They skated hard as I've ever seen. This was a physical game. There was no room to breathe out there. Holy cow.
No, we can surely say it was a very successful afternoon for Amsterdam, for both teams from Amsterdam. One was nearly to 200 points, the other team scored more than 400 points.
Absolutely, and you know, I think let's just watch these pictures take care of themselves. Amsterdam and the Roller Girls of the Apocalypse sharing hugs and job well done. So, let's sign off. My name is Statman.
And my name is King Kong.
And we hope you enjoyed it. And let's take a moment to cheer with both of these teams.